Dozens of former Budgetel Inn residents gathered in the Hamilton County courtroom to see if the place that they once called home would reopen. They came to tell their stories, and even though that didn't happen, they did get a glimmer of hope.
Justice. I hope that we actually get justice for everybody.
Hamilton County District Attorney Coty Wamp wanted to keep the Budgetel Inn shut down for good, but owner Amish Patel wants to know what he can fix to get it back open.
We're going to impose on the court just to put some mechanism by which we can access the property.
But Eastridge Police testified that employees of the Budgetel were no help when police needed to get on site.
The ordinance has been refused.
Okay, so by the ordinance, they were supposed to provide information, and they didn't. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Eastridge Police Department Assistant Chief Josh Krill says he even saw employees shredding documents when police arrived on the property.
All of it's criminal, or the police wouldn't be going there.
The judge said he wants the Budgetel to reopen under certain conditions. Get it up to code, get every room clean. Anything that deals with safety has to be taken care of. Give defendant access to property to make repairs, and make all records available to law enforcement, and managing length of stays to coordinate with city code. While Budgetel residents wanted to tell their stories, they are just hopeful that justice is coming.
To put our word out there, so that the courts know that this ain't right. We need that money back to survive.
Hundreds of people used to call the Budgetel extended stay home until the DA's office shut it down, citing crime, drugs, and squalor. Now those who are living here are fighting to have their interests heard in a legal battle that currently doesn't include them.
These are all just numbers, that just random people, just people trying to be people.
Hundreds of names that Rebecca Revels is recruiting.
This is Rebecca Revels. We met the other day at the Budgetel.
In the 2 days since her mother Edith was evicted, Rebecca feels the residents of the Budgetel extended stay are collateral damage.
One person in a family commits a crime and they lock the whole family up for this situation. That's exactly how these people feel.
While the area is known for its high crime rate, for many families it's their best option, prompting Rebecca to try and call all 700 residents evicted from the hotel one by one.
I'm going to give you the information for the lawyer
and ask them to sign a letter of intervention.
Coty Wamp against the Budgetel.
In the injunction filed by Wamp against the Budgetel, only the hotel is listed as a defendant.
None of the residents are named in this.
And with a successful motion, Rebecca and the over 80 residents she's recruited so far hope to be added onto the case as defendants. That would mean they could plead their individual cases in court with their own attorneys, an important step after Rebecca and the residents feel their voice has been taken away.
They've got a right to feel that way.
It's a decision supported by the Union Gospel Mission president, John Rector.
But nobody knew about it until Tuesday afternoon, from what I understand.
Who says the DA should have given residents and nonprofits more time to respond.
I'm sure the best intentions were had, but agencies should have been notified.
That time, Rebecca's main focus, as she says the county's swift action violated their rights.
All these papers were filed on the 14th, verified on the 15th, and everyone was homeless by the 16th.
Bonding together hundreds of families in a battle to save each other's homes.
You have to take care of your fellow neighbor.
1,421 events to be exact. That's how many emergency calls came from the Budgetel Hotel in the past 3 years. It caused the residents to be evicted. You can take a look here behind me and still see those residents packing up inside of U-Hauls. Newly elected DA Coty Wamp says the disturbances were enough to label the place a nuisance.
And this is completely unorthodox. This is not okay.
Dozens of families at the Budgetel not ready to leave.
Until we have a court order in hand, we do not have to leave.
With nowhere to go, residents like Edith Taylor Bankston and Tyler Morris are questioning why the inn was shut down.
Stressing out, trying to figure out where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do.
It's a decision new Hamilton County District Attorney Coty Wamp says was a long time coming.
The children living at this location are living in squalor.
Wamp says the hotel saw over 1,400 emergency calls since 2019, including over 300 EMS responses and 8 overdoses.
The criminal activity is unsustainable.
The injunction Junction cites a, quote, extremely concerning encounter where a person identifying himself as a manager told police they weren't allowed on the property. East Ridge PD says the Budgetel occupied 35% of the city's emergency responses to hotels.
We understand that it may not be popular that we are trying to relocate these children, but we believe they are better off anywhere in the county rather than here.
It's a decision supported by 9 local businesses, signing these petitions asking for the hotel's closure, citing events like illegal drugs, thefts, and disorders on their business property.
If we're going to be proactive about crime and law and order, it starts with crime hubs like the Budgetel.
We tried to speak to each of those businesses, but none of them would tell us their stories on camera.
Budgetel Inn? No comment right now.
No comment this time? Okay. And we asked DA Wamp how many people have been evicted so far. She says at this time that number is unknown, but we do know that there were over 300 rooms at the hotel.